told that the government, and not you, has the final say of what happens over your body. Now, for millions around the world, this isn't just a thought experiment, it's actually reality. I believe abortion should be a choice because it protects bodily autonomy, upholds equality, and protects women's health. Everyone deserves the right to make deeply personal decisions free from any sort of political interference. My passion for this topic began in high school when I was volunteering through an organization called NCL, and I got to help volunteer in women's healthcare centers that connected low-income women to free healthcare, and I first-handedly experienced and saw the amount of fear and judgment that surrounds the issue of abortion. So today I'll be discussing the global problems caused by abortion bans, explore the social and political causes that actually sustain these restrictions, and present you with some solutions that I think acknowledge everyone's different viewpoints. So let's begin with the real-world consequences of restricting abortion access. Abortion restriction endangers lives and deepens inequality, yet many who oppose the issue do so because they value human life, without realizing that forcing someone to have an unsafe abortion or forcing someone to have an unwanted child could actually be causing more harm. So by a show of hands, how many of you believe that women's health and safety should always be protected? Okay, so a lot of us agree, and this is exactly why abortion must remain a safe and legal medical procedure. Where abortion is illegal, unsafe abortions rise dramatically. This means that just because you're banning abortion on a legal front doesn't mean you're stopping them from happening. The World Health Organization reports that nearly 45% of abortions worldwide are done unsafely, and most occur in countries with restrictive laws. This means that nearly half of the people that are seeking out abortions are forced into dangerous situations because the safe healthcare that they have their right to is not available to them. Unsafe abortions are responsible for 1 in 8 maternal deaths. And these deaths are not caused because there is some sort of medical complexity. These deaths lay in the hands of the laws that restrict abortions. Restrictions actually target the poor because unlike wealthy women who have the ability and have the privilege to travel across state borders or national borders to get the procedures done, poor, low-income women do not have these opportunities, and they're just forced to either carry out with their pregnancy or forced into a dangerous situation where they have to perform the abortion themselves, or in other sort of situations where it's just unsafe and unfair. This law creates a great amount of inequality. The Guttmacher Institute in 2023 notes that in countries with bans, young, low-income women actually face lifelong health risks, financial hardship, and reduced educational opportunities, all because they are denied to control their choice to what they do with their reproductive organs. So when you force a woman to have a baby that she is not ready to have, this causes a lifelong issues of problems for her and her baby. To understand how this issue became so divisive, let's actually explore the causes. Abortion restrictions can stem from anywhere politically, religiously, or misinformation. Although many people report that it's not that they hate the idea of abortion, it's just that they feel unsure. Because how many of you have seen conflicting information about abortion? Okay, so I see a lot of us, and me too. I've seen posts that say it's right, I've seen posts that say it's wrong, and that used to confuse me because I didn't know what to believe. I didn't know who to agree with. Politicians use abortions as a tool to divide voters. They use this as a political bargaining thing to gain support from one side of the issue. After Roe v. Wade was overturned, many U.S. states enforced bans, even though 61% of Americans believe that abortion should be legal in most cases, according to Pew Research in 2023. So even though these states ban them, the majority of people in America believe that women should be able to have the right to carry out an abortion in most situations. In Croatia, political parties maintain restrictions to appeal to religious voters, using the issue as a political bargaining chip, according to Reuters in 2023. Religious influence shapes laws even in secular states, which I think is super unfair because just because you have your religious beliefs doesn't mean that they should dictate the law and what I'm allowed to do with my body. So how do we bridge these divides? How do we protect personal choice while also still respecting the deeply held values and beliefs that shape people's views? The answer lies in solutions that combine education, compassion, and legal reform. Imagine a world where we can disagree morally about abortion, but still agree legally that every person should have the right to make the decision about their body. That balance is not only possible, but it's already happening in countries all over the world. For example, the Netherlands. They offer comprehensive sex education, accessible contraception, and medical support. And as a result, they have actually some of the lowest reported abortion rates globally, according to the UNFPA in 2021. This proves to us that when people understand their bodies, their rights, and their choices, they are able to make safer and more informed decisions without any sort of government interference. Legal reform ensures safety and equality. Mexico's 2023 decriminalization of abortion shows progress comes when activists appear to shared values. I think we can all agree that health, safety, and dignity are all values that we can agree on, that everyone should have, and that's according to the BBC in 2023. So let's close by remembering that this debate is not only about politics, it's about people, their futures, and their fundamental right to choose. We've examined the dangers of abortion, explored the social and political causes of division, and we've identified the practical and empathetic solutions that honor everyone's values. Abortion should remain a safe, legal, medical procedure that everyone has a choice to. Protecting this right aligns to values we all share: freedom, equality, safety, and compassion. Let's remember that persuasion doesn't happen when we're shouting. Persuasion happens when we are meeting people where they are and listening with empathy. When we do that, we can start to see change. Thank you.